Hey all, I'm Dr. Lauren Beardsley, and I'm here with my co-host, Miranda Dano, and we wanted to provide some additional information for those of you that are registering early for our Recreate Your Health project, basically some bonus tips and tools. What inspired this is as we were talking with our speakers and our experts, there was so much powerful information that we wanted to pull some of those tidbits and provide just some bullet points for you guys to have and to ponder on and to just conceptualize before you're jumping into the full project. You can always learn more later, but Miranda and I are just going to kind of fire back and forth some of the key concepts that we pulled out that we loved, and hopefully this is helpful for you. So Miranda, will you provide us with your first kind of tidbit you want to share?
Yes, definitely. I right away for me, what became clear as working from home with kids is that we needed a routine. A lot of people kind of fell out of their regular routine when everything kind of just got up in the air. So my number one tip for everyone is to create a new routine if you haven't done that yet. If you need to make sure there's time for kids stuff and your work and self-care and all of those things, obviously make sure that happens. But right away, right out the gate, you got to create yourself a new routine. It has been huge for me and my family here, especially for my kids. Kids love to know like what's coming next, and they just tend to just be easier to work with throughout the whole day when they kind of know like what to expect. So nice. My first tip is create a routine. How about you,
all
Dr.
right,
B? What do you got for us?
First, well, and I talk about this all the time with patients, but honestly, just the basic, simple, just to breathe. And so many of my speakers talked about the art of breath and the power of breath to allow for us to really like find our center and be able to tune in, to listen to ourselves, and to then make better decisions and just proceed better. So from a physiologic standpoint, it allows for you to really tap into like the parasympathetic nervous system and the calm state versus just all of the stress that we're under now. So finding a breathing practice, whatever that looks like for you, and doing it daily is what I think is a great place to start. Yeah.
Love that. I love that. I need to do better at that. That's good. It's a good reminder for me.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me is find your opportunity. So whatever that means for you, whatever profession you're in or whatever it is that you're currently working on for yourself, there is an opportunity for you to dial in your daily habits or hone in a new skill that you know you need to be working on. There's some sort of opportunity for you in your business. Lauren and I talk about that a little bit more when she interviews me in the project a little bit later on. But whatever it is, there is some opportunity for you right now where you can move forward or do something that helps you feel like you're striving and thriving during this time. So my number 2 tip is find your opportunity.
Awesome. All right. My number 2 kind of builds upon that, but really it's adopting a learning mindset. And what I heard through that is, and what I try and always consider when I'm facing an obstacle or something challenging, is everything is figure outable. Shout out to Marie Forleo in her book, but truly, yeah. Everything is, if you are able to step into that identity as you know you can do anything, we are capable of anything, and just adopt that curiosity or that learning mindset, that, you know, an obstacle is an opportunity to learn, and there is lesson in all of that. So just know that everything's about learning and growing. So my number 2 is adopt a learning mindset.
Love that. So good. So good. My number 3 tip for everybody today is to focus on the future. I mean, every conversation I have with people, even if you're good about sort of not paying attention to the news or social media or whatever, every conversation you have with people right now is like, how are you? Like, are you hanging in there? And while that's appropriate, depending on somebody's circumstances, just the weight of that conversation, like over and over again, can really weigh people down, and you start to feel like it's never going to end, right? Like this is my new norm, and I'm like, it's going to be forever before I can go back to whatever it is that I was doing before. So I would like to remind people to focus on the future. Maybe there's something that you're looking forward to that you're going to do, like a little travel or see somebody or celebrate something that you weren't really able to celebrate in the way that you would have because of the coronavirus crisis. So I would say focus on the future. And if that feels too vague, find a goal or a vision or something that you're going to work on during this time, that you have a sort of an end game for about when everything's up, right? It could be a
Awesome.
new skill, like you said, right? But just imagine yourself in that place, learning the new thing, getting to see the friends, getting to celebrate whatever, and stay focused on the fact that at some point, we're all going to start slowly getting back to regular life.
Yes, yes, we are. And that regular life is going to be a new regular, and we have the ability to draft what we want that to be, right? Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm piggybacking on all yours. It's a segue into really, yes, the goals are so critical. And then kind of underlying underneath the goals, my number 3 is write your mission statement. Really, really tap into and start to understand and feel and taste and hear and like just totally know what your why is and understanding what the motivation behind those goals are, so that when days get challenging and when you're facing obstacle, that why can be revisited to continue to drive you toward those goals. So just really understanding what your why is now. That can change, but I think it's a powerful motivator.
That's awesome. And easily one that can adapt too, right?
Yeah.
Like your why changes at different times in your life. And especially during this sort of, really uncertain time when things are kind of changing. If your why is keep your family healthy and happy, that's a great why. That's a great thing to be working on now. And to have that mindset when you think about constructing your day as this is my mission right now, rather than all that I can do right now is feed my kids and clean up after them. Changing it to my mission is to keep my family happy and healthy is a whole different ballgame. So I love that idea. That's great.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah. My 4th one, I'm actually stealing from Tom Bilyeu. I don't know if I ever am saying his
Yeah,
last
that's
name
right.
right,
Oh,
but
yeah,
he's
that's right.
great with Impact Theory. I love him.
Cool.
And he did a post or spoke the other day about setting a fun goal. And he had examples like, try to watch your top 10 favorite movies, or, get really good at playing a board game with your spouse, or like learn a new card game with your spouse or something like that. And I thought that was really awesome, because even if you are still working on your business and moving forward in life, you still have downtime, and you have a little bit more downtime, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not commuting, or, you're not going out on the weekends and stuff like that. So I think setting a fun goal was a really great idea.
I love that. Okay. With that said, happy birthday to
Oh,
Miranda.
thank
Happy
you.
birthday to my co-host.
Thank you.
Got to have a
Thank
little
you.
fun. Yes.
Having some fun today for my birthday.
Yes.
Thank you so
Gotta.
much, buddy.
Thanks for
Appreciate
bringing
it.
that. And thank
You're
you for bringing
adorable.
the fun up, because it's so important, because we often, when we're trying to be productive, think that it needs to be this grind and this grit, when in all honesty, you can enjoy life through the process. And right now, more than ever, like, write that down as your goal. Is part of what you want to do is enjoy what you're doing, because we have clean slates. So I love that. Thank you for that. Awesome.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. My number 4 is choose simple. And really, this is not the time to start tapping into all these state of the art, brand new tasks. Really honing in and getting down to tried and true for you, tried and true for just what we know is factual and can be helpful and beneficial for us. Just choose simple and start implementing that in on a regular basis, so that you can build some habits and behaviors now, gain ground, and really be leaps ahead once this all starts to level out.
That's so good. It can be overwhelming to think about, all of the things you want to try and get done, but also the kids, kind of get in the way, and all of these different things. So simplifying is a really smart way to think about it. I like that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. My number 5 and my last tip for today is to spread positivity and hope, right? Back to what I said about there is so many conversations that are happening right now that are about what's hard, and so much going on in the media that is just such a bummer, honestly. And now, in a time when you really kind of want to know what's going on in the world, you turn on the TV and it's like, it's such a bummer. So I think spread positivity and hope. Make that part of your to-do in a day, right? Like, make somebody smile, whatever that means for you. Send them a text, tell them how, you see them showing up and doing the best that they can, or, send somebody a little gift, or a phone call, a Zoom call, whatever. It doesn't have to take a lot of effort or a lot of time, but make it part of your mission every day to spread a little positivity and hope for the people that you love.
Yes, exactly what we're trying to do, girl. And I think that's so, so important now and always. And
Yeah.
my last tip was I titled it Disconnect to Connect. Really, I think that like this moment in time has forced us all to disconnect on some level, but it's almost allowed for those, I'll call them quote unquote toxic relationships, to almost fall by the wayside. And for us to be a bit more intentional about how we are choosing to connect with people. And like you're saying, reach out and create positivity and share love and share that which you want to share and you want to be more in your life, so that these connections are authentic and supportive and encouraging and beautiful. So really the disconnect is almost this already existing, and it's like, okay, choose how we want to connect and be really intentional about that. Yeah. So those are our tips. And
Yay.
we will have a PDF with just some bullet points of these for you guys to download and reference. And these will be talked throughout the entire project by a lot of speakers, of course, in more depth with all of their experience and background. But yeah, we just wanted you guys to have something as quickly as possible because we feel it'll be helpful.
Yes, thank you so much for being here with us today, guys, and looking forward to sharing more and more information with you coming up.